Hello everyone, in this video we'll go over the Book A, Unit 15 Vocabulary Words, numbers 1 through 20. Let's get started. Our first word is absent. Absent is an adjective and it means not in the expected place. So you should be somewhere, but you are not there. That means you are absent. Let's look at the example. Jen was absent from work because she was sick. Why were you absent yesterday? And of course, the antonym of absent is present. Present means that you are there, and absent means that you are not there. So when you are not in school, you can say that you are absent from school. And when you are in school, you are present from school. Have you ever been absent from school? And what was your reason? Why were you absent? Our next word is achieve. Achieve is a verb and it means to do or complete something with success. For example, he wanted to become famous and he achieved his goal. What do you hope to achieve in the future? So again, achieve just means to do or complete, to finish something. Maybe you had something that you wanted to do, that was your goal, and after you finally do it, then you can say that you achieved it. You achieve your goal. For example, some people have a goal of walking 10,000 steps every day. So after you've been walking all day and you finally walked 10,000, you can say, I achieved my goal of walking 10,000 steps every day. Do you have any goal? And have you achieved that goal already? Our next word is beef. Beef is a noun and beef is meat from a cow. For example, I'll have the beef burger for lunch today. So beef is any of the meat that comes from a cow, and depending on where it is on the cow, it has a different name. For example, beef that comes from this front part of the cow is called chuck beef. There's also rib beef, and there's sirloin beef, and other different kinds of beef. They all have a special name. Do you like eating beef? Number 4 is bounce. Bounce is a verb and it means to spring back or up after hitting against a surface. For example, the ball bounced down the stairs. So here you can see there's a picture of a ball and the ball is bouncing up and down. A ball is not the only thing that can bounce. When you are jumping up and down, we can also call that as bouncing. I can say the child bounced up and down because he was happy. Can you think of any other things that can bounce? Our next word is code. Code is a noun and a code is a system of symbols or signals used in the place of letters and numbers. Code is used to send a message when you want to hide its meaning. For example, the army officer sent secret messages in code. So a code is a way to send a secret message. You want to hide what the message is saying, so you write it in a code instead of writing it in the alphabet. So a code can look like this. This is the code. It's URYYB. So when someone is reading this, of course, they won't know what it means. In order to read the code, you need to have the key. We call this one here the key. This is how you can solve the meaning of your code. And all you need to do is, when you look at the key, you look for the U, and it says that U should actually be letter H. So you can change it to the correct letter. And by doing this, you can find the real message. And a code does not always have to be letters. A code can be pictures. Here in the key of this code, you can see that the snowman is letter A, the music note is letter B, the candy cane is letter C. So using this key, you can find the message, the picture message. Have you ever written a message in code to your friends? The next word is college. College is a noun, so it's actually a place, and a college is a school that you go to after high school. And most college programs require 4 years of study. So after you finish high school, you can go to a college to study the job that you want to have forever. And a college, most people go there for 4 years, but some jobs need to go there for even longer. Let's look at the example. If you want to be a doctor, you must go to college. So college generally looks like this, and the classrooms inside of colleges are usually much bigger than the classrooms you go to now. And of course, the person who is teaching, we can call them a teacher, but they're actually called professors. So when you go to college, what do you want to study? Our next word is eventually. Eventually is an adverb, and it means at a future time, in the end, or finally. For example, cut flowers will eventually die. So eventually, when we use this word, we think about something that will happen. No matter what we do, this thing will finally happen. Then I can say it will eventually happen. Of course, after we cut some flowers, these flowers will die. So we can say they will eventually die. This will really happen no matter what we do. Can you think of any other things that will eventually happen? Our next word is floppy. Floppy is an adjective, and it means hanging in a loose way, or something that's easy to bend. For example, Kyle's pet rabbit has floppy ears. So if you look at the rabbit here, his ears are hanging down and they look a little bit loose. So I can say they are floppy ears. The same is true for this dog here. This dog's ears are hanging down a little bit loose, so they are floppy. I can say the dog has floppy ears, or the rabbit has floppy ears. Another thing we can describe as being floppy is this hat. This kind of hat that's very large and loose here, we can call it floppy. We can bend it down very easily, and it looks very loose. Our next word is hairdo. Hairdo is a noun, and it's talking about the style or shape in which hair is arranged. So basically, it's what your hair looks like. That is your hairdo. For example, I love my new hairdo because it makes me look older. So everyone has a different hairdo. Everyone has a different hairstyle. Some people have a long hairdo. Some people have their hairdo up in a ponytail like this. Some people have a short hairdo or even shorter hairdo like this one and this one. So what kind of hairdo do you have? And do you like your hairdo? Or do you want to have a different one? Our next word is highway. Highway is a noun, and a highway is a large road that connects cities or towns together. For example, cars can drive faster on the highway. And another way that we say highway is freeway or interstate. The important thing about highway, and the reason why it's different from a road, is that highways are much larger, and they're also connecting two cities or towns together. So roads are just for going nearby where you live, but highways are for going to different towns or different cities. Usually highways will have 4 or more different lanes where cars can travel. So this is a highway. And also the speed of which the cars can go is much faster on highways. Have you ever been on the highway? Our next word is illegal. Illegal is an adjective and it means against the law or rules. For example, it is illegal to steal. And the opposite of illegal is legal. So illegal are the things that you can't do, but legal are the things that you can do. Every country has some rules that people must follow. And when you break those rules, we can say that you did something illegal. So of course we know that stealing other people's things is illegal. If you do this, then you can go to jail or you have to pay some money. Or if you litter, if you drop your trash on the ground anywhere, that's also illegal. And another thing that's illegal is hurting animals for no reason. That can also be illegal in some countries. Can you think of any other things that are illegal that people shouldn't do or they can go to jail? Our next word is magician. A magician is a noun and it is a person who has skill in magic and entertains people with tricks. For example, the magician made a rabbit come out of the hat. So a magician has many tricks and their job is to make people happy. They entertain people and they do very special things such as taking some animals out of their hat, or they can change some animals into different things. But a magician, it does not have real magic. Everything that the magician is doing is a trick. It's not real. Have you ever seen a magic show? And did you like the magician? What trick did the magician do that you really liked? Our next word is marry. It's a verb, so it's an action word, and marry means to become someone's husband or wife according to the law. For example, John married Tina on Saturday. So when you marry someone, that is the action of becoming their husband or wife. That is marry. So you can say that your mom and dad are married. When you want to say the past tense of married, you need to change the Y to IED. Do you know any other people who are married? Or do you want to be married one day in the future? Our next word is mole. Mole is a noun and a mole is a small dark spot on the skin. For example, she has a mole on her cheek. So a mole looks like this. It's a very dark spot on the skin, and usually a mole comes up a little bit out of your skin. When there's a dark spot that's flat like this one here, we don't call this one a mole, we call this one a freckle. So the important thing about the mole is that it comes out a little bit from your skin. But be careful with the word mole because there's also an animal called a mole. So again, a mole is a dark spot like this one on your skin. Do you have any moles on your skin? Or do you know anyone that has a mole? Our next word is package. Package is a noun, and a package is a thing or group of things that are wrapped together. The example is, I bought a package of donuts. If you think about a package of donuts, there's a box. And inside of the box, there are some donuts. There's probably more than one donut. So when there's a group of things, or even just one thing, and they're all wrapped together in something such as a box, then we can call that a package. Here are many packages, and here's an example of things that you can find in a package. Our next word is patient. Patient is an adjective and it means able to stay calm when faced with pain, trouble, or a long wait. For example, the teacher was patient with the rude child. Someone who is patient does not become angry easily. Instead, they are calm even if there's something difficult going on or there's an angry person talking with them. They will not get angry. They will stay calm because they are patient. Here I can say this patient cat waited while the dog jumped on it. So this cat is very patient. Or the patient dog waited for its owner to say eat. It didn't eat the treat without the owner saying that it's okay. So this dog is very patient. Do you think that you are patient? Our next word is peel. Peel is a verb and it means to pull, tear, or cut the outer covering from something. For example, he peeled an orange and ate it. We usually peel fruits or vegetables, and this is what it looks like when you peel something. Remember, peel is a verb, so it is the action of cutting something. But did you know this part that we cut is also called the peel? So this part here is the noun, but the action, when you are actually cutting it, that is also peel, and that is the verb. So please be careful when you're using these words in your sentences. Our next word is pork. And similar with beef, pork is a noun and it is the meat from a pig. So if you remember, beef is the meat from a cow, but pork is the meat from a pig. The example says, the oil from pork can be used for frying other things. So this is what pork meat looks like. And just like the cow, pork also has many different parts and different names for each part. For example, if you want some bacon, that is actually the pork that comes from the belly of the pig. Or if you want some ham, that is the pork that comes from the back of the pig. Which kind of meat do you prefer? Do you prefer to eat beef or do you prefer to eat pork? Our next word is rarely. Rarely is an adverb and it means not often or seldom. That means very rarely. For example, she rarely buys new clothes because she is saving up her money. And of course, the opposite of rarely is often. So here we can look at our list of frequency adverbs, and when we look at rarely, rarely is something that happens 25% of the time. So you almost never do this thing, then you can say that you rarely do it. For example, I can say, I rarely change my hair color. I don't change it very, very often, so it is rare. Or I rarely go hiking. I don't really like hiking, so it's something that I do rarely. What are some things that you rarely do? Our next word is snore. Snore is a verb and it means to breathe with loud, hoarse noises while sleeping. For example, my father snores so loudly it wakes me up sometimes. So when someone is snoring, they're making a loud noise from their mouth when they are sleeping. And snoring sounds are so loud that it makes it difficult for other people to sleep if there's someone nearby. Do you know anyone who snores? And that's all for this video. We went over the Book A, Unit 15 vocabulary words, numbers 1 through 20. Thank you for listening and I'll see you next time. Bye!